Hello viewers, Sun Service here, back with another Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts episode, and I found out something. It's not going to be until June 1937 I'm going to have my Rammsteins here. I should have really checked that on the build time, but too late now. But yeah, we're a month away from getting triple turrets and destroyers. I want to try and get better 16s so then we can have the Rurs have Mark 3 16s. French have unlocked 17, we've unlocked, yeah, obviously triples and destroyers, because I said we were going to get that. Austria-Hungary has completed a repair on a battleship. Must have been heavily damaged for that long on repairs. Yep, triple turrets on destroyers. Policies, we're going up in GDP. Kind of obvious. Right. Arm forging. So there's 6 months on that. Just stuff on battleship funnels there. 22-inch torpedoes there. Mark 4 torpedo launcher. That one's more interesting than 22-inch torpedoes. As to be honest, I'm not going to be using any heavier than 21-inch. So if the government has nothing else to do. Right, okay, so here I'm going to reduce the tech budget down to 50%. So basically, back to its regular scheduled level. August turns into September. And the budget goes up even more. Speak in Parliament about how bad France is. We're not allied with Italy, so Italy's the ones more unlikely going to go to war with France. The new 108,000 ton docks is soon going to be out, which then could mean I could build the other modern battleship hull, but I want to wait for better 16-inch guns, so then it's ABX triple design. But as well as also I've got the Rammsteins who have only just started their construction, really, to be honest. And if I do a modern 2, that's going to be a lonely giant. Ah, my dog has decided to enter the room again. Hey Jack! Yeah, just stare at me being like, what are you doing? Why are you just talking out loud to yourself? I'm not talking to myself, Jack. I'm talking to the viewers on the screen here. Well, on the other side of the screen on the internet somewhere. Yeah, our new docks are built, which means that the Ramstein class are going to... Like, I'm going to build it now because it's really going to be the only way that the Ramsteins will get an older, well, a bigger sister ship class is by building it now while I still have a campaign to work with. Modern secondary 2. And then beam reductions to as far as I can do so with these towers. And then length increase to 104,000 tons. Uber funnel 6, 28 knots. Forced geared turbines 2. Main guns, like I said, are going to be 16. ABX. ABXY. Yeah. ABXY triples. Secondaries this time, though, are going to consist of the smaller faster reloading 5-inch guns, which we have an aft weight offset by having the use of there. And that gives me a 4 weight. Standardized bulkheads, forced geared, the auxiliary, the hydro, balance, the shaft, the Krupp, and there's the radars, the stereoscopics, the sonar. These guys don't need RDF with their radar. TNT and cordite. These are going to use these are going to use super heavy shells. I wouldn't say they're new, but still going to use super heavy shells. In a turtleback, anti-flood. That's a weight increase. That's a weight increase. That's a massive weight increase. 16, 5, 5, 6, 3, 3, 1, 16. That up to 1. 0.5, 0.5 to 0.5. Just a whole bunch of 16 and 5-inch guns. And this guy is not going to be under the Kaiser Barbarossa. The poor name doesn't get chosen at all these days. Had Rammstein, so Halloween. The Halloween. Considering the fact we are now just sticking with our modern battleships being named after German metal bands. The battleship Halloween. Which is going to be out a long, long time after the Rammsteins have already do-hast themselves into fame. It'd be accurate to real life as well. Well, no, actually, Halloween was famous before Rammstein, but the do-hast getting them into massive fame would be correct. January of 1935 shows us in an even worse state with France. Britain being friendly with both me and France. That is not something I find good. We have Mark IV torpedo launchers now. Everyone with torpedoes is going in for a refit. I know none of my battleships have torpedoes, but weapon-wise. The Leonidases. There are 30 of these guys, 15 of which are going to get this upgrade. No, it won't actually let me update the torpedoes. Do I have to wait a turn to then? I usually found with like updating torpedoes and stuff that I have to wait a turn to officialize it in the game system. Something I kind of don't like, but it also makes it so that I have more budget to play with to do said refits. Yeah, we'll start with the Leonidases, considering the fact they're the ones who rely the most on their torpedoes. No, I'm still Mark III. Yeah, they're only still Mark III. Why isn't... Do I need to change the size? No, changing the size does nothing, which means these guys are unrefittable with the new torpedoes. Ay. Can I refit my main destroyers? My Super Fletchers? Oh god, I hope I can refit the Super Fletchers. Mark III. Mark III? You fucking kidding me? They'll only have Mark III then. But I can update them with better shell stuff and radar. Considering the fact that it's what they need the most right now. And I'm just gonna have to get... Can I fit the VRs with the Mark IVs? considering the fact they're no longer research destroyers, these guys are all going in for refits regardless of the fact that they can't get Mark IV torpedoes. The Rammsteins are all 27 months away now. Yeah, usually with everything, they get updated when you do this thing, but no, it seems not. Sorry about that, viewers. What I just did there, it's just something to try and numb the pain in my finger, because I was helping out my grandparents with cutting down some tree branches, and yeah, ended up getting my finger squashed by a ladder. Quad large turrets before triple. Oh yeah, we have triple destroyer guns anyway, so new destroyer class. It will be using the modern destroyer leader hull at minimum beam, because that's a normal thing for me. Minimum beam and draught, I should say, as that's the usual way Silent does these things. Quintuple launchers. Of the new Mark. I'm sorry, we need to get the Japanese destroyers here, not German destroyers, because those are Japanese torpedoes, mate. Secondary tower is obviously a barbette tower, because it's this game. And then the guns are going to be 4-inch triples. But when I say 4-inch, it's going to be 4.7, I think. Or not. I don't know yet. He's going to keep a single bomb. The Coincidence 5, acoustics, sonar, and these guys get a radar. Fore and aft deck, superstructure, nothing. Fore and aft belts, nothing. .38 knots on a oil-powered, balanced. The V-79 is now an official class, and this is the first non-niche role destroyer since 1927. So, first non-niche role destroyer in almost a decade. Yeah, it's all France. France are just idiots. Yeah, we need war with them. Give us war with France, please. Game, please. Please hear my cries. Give me war with France already. Diesels, 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 diesels. Yes. I want to try and get the better 16s as well, though, especially now considering the fact that I have Halloween coming out in a few months' time. Which, with the Halloween out, it would mean having to and refit it with the better 16s. Research. Once I get the new quad turrets, I'm going to hold research on turret mechanisms until we get the engines, because then the engines research is what's prioritised. Oh, we're in positives again, after going through multiple billions of gain currency, which is US dollars. As it doesn't... It's a feature I would really love for the game to include in, is that for each nation it uses the nation's currency. So, for example, Germany with the marks, Britain with pound, France and Italy with whatever currency they had before the euro, North America, the United States, obviously with the dollar because America, and they use the US dollar. A month and then the new destroyers are out. They're a lot quicker building than the damn Rammsteins. It's kind of obvious they're destroyers. Of course they're going to be quicker building than the Rammsteins. Where is the entire... They have 96 ships. Are all 96 of them at sea? Yes. Yes, they are. All at sea. I think I'm going to give France a little bit of pain. Deutschland and her task group are going to be moving just off the French coast. And marine diesel engines. This is what I needed. Or wanted there. Okay, back to focusing on turret mechanisms, big guns. Okay, I'll also get the 8-inch. To stop 8-inch lovers complaining, avoiding the 8-inch like the plague. It's because I hate them. I, in all honesty, don't like the 8-inch caliber in this game. I see it as a bit too weak and pathetic, and that ships should use the much better 10-inch. Or even better 11s. I think the Musa Rivers from my previous campaign with France, they had 11s and did 40 knots as well, and a few other stuff. Oh god, I missed that campaign. I wanted to get that campaign to the end. France and Austria-Hungary are hating each other more. Move them a lot closer to the French coast. No. I'll keep them there, because here's my honest taking about it. We're going to go to war with France again. That's a given. But if we already have a fleet out by French ports, we can then start attacking French infrastructure on their land from the get-go. Yeah, it's on one of these locked saves. Loading things, I mean. Or I have to exit and then re-enter. Germany and France go down like I wanted. That's the Ruhr. Oh yeah, the Ruhr is basically permanently based in Emden. Just like the ship we named after the Fatherland is actually based out of our first conquest, which has a capacity for 103,000 tons now. Well, capacity has gone up then. there. February into March brings along more negative tensions between us and France. Interesting indeed. Austria-Hungary having a little bit of a problem there. I'm going to send the Ruhr to just off La Rochelle. La Rochelle along with VR 2 and 3. So then the ship has a good escort fleet. As the Ruhr as of current is the largest battleship, the Ruhr and her sisters, I should say, are the largest battleships Germany has in active service, because then there would be the Ramsteins and then the Halloween. France and Italy have gone to war, and Austria-Hungary. Well, no, France and Austria-Hungary have gone to war, and Italy and Austria-Hungary have gone to war. Sonar 2's now a thing, but with how everything is going, I'm not going to be able to get a refit in of any of my designs with said things, because we're about to go to war. We're about to go to war, I think. Yep. War it is again. And you guys are set to invade. You guys are set to invade. Ah, the research budget people are going to be happy. Their budget goes back up after a few years of not being at their sufficient levels. We're making 500 million a month here in the Navy. Yep, the Deutschland has met with 2 French vessels, a new light cruiser from the looks of it, and the Tonnettes. I don't think I've seen the Tonnettes. Tonnettes, whatever. But I'm saying this one thing though. I am going to call BS if we cannot take a territory off of France after this war. Like, even with Britain, although they didn't give us, like, preferable peace terms, we did get Gibraltar at least from it. So yeah, we have the Deutschland here, who is the flagship of the German fleet. The Prince Eugen, who is been a consort to the Deutschland for many years, along with the Hamburg, who's also been a consort to the Deutschland, but not for the same amount of time. And then the destroyers here, same thing. Ah, they automatically got upgraded. Yeah. Turns out the refit, although it didn't show, did indeed update them with the new Mark torpedoes. Oh, you guys are set to screen with Deutschland. Eugen's the one who's ahead of everyone here. Let's get a look at that heavy cruise. AVQXY. Okay, I give this thing respect. It does the best. It has the best gun layouts ever, but my god, their armor belt, their citadel, though. Their citadel, though, is like what? The entire ship is the citadel. It's something. That. Okay, now for some reason it's not letting me select what targets are being attacked or not. Now it is. What are you gonna want you to go for that guy? Same for you. The Deutschland's got the Admiral over here covered. While the Eugen quite obviously has that guy covered. Deutschland, get the Admiral. Yeah, the Deutschland is a part of the Multiple class, which by this point are quite old, but they're still useful. Old but still useful. That's quite what it is with a lot of my ships. Old, but still useful. Oh, and set your torpedoes to set, please. Remember, because... Okay, go aggressive. Never mind. They sunk. They sank. Alright, so that would mean the Deutschland would be Eugen and Hamburg taking damage, and Britain and France went from loving each other to we're at war now. So every ship that's possible now is just going to be set to in being. Those who can't change are the ones obviously out at sea, which are these guys, which do have a Leonidas with them. Oh, we'll get to see the Ruhr in action against a heavy cruiser. This is gonna be a very quick one, where we prove that the Ruhrs are kings of the sea. Heavy cruiser Orion is a old Admiral Hipper type that was converted. Then we have the Mecklenburg, who's a similar type of vessel but with a different layout, same caliber at least though. The Leonidas 4 is only just here as a sacrificial lamb for torpedo runs. And that is what this thing is going to be used for, sacrificial lamb in torpedo runs. In a torpedo run. It may be a victory point cost, but it would also mean that the heavy cruiser gets a really bad day. Oh, okay, the Leonidas has not done its job well. I think I'm gonna refit the Leonidas to be fast scouts. As, yeah. That, yeah, the Leonidas' sacrificial lambs or full on get rid. I don't know. The Leonidas were a bad idea, I'm getting rid of them. Oh no, you hit the Orion! How dare you damage the best Metallica instrumental of the instrumentals they've done? Oh wait, wrong Orion. Sorry! Mecklenburg still has all her torpedoes. Orion here is a ship though with reduced torpedo complement. There goes 5 torpedoes towards the Saturn. No! End it quickly! End battle! End battle! End battle! End battle! Holy sh! Who did that torpedo hit? VR2! VR2 hit Orion. The VR2 hit Orion and caused a flash fire. That's what happened there. That was close. The heavy cruiser Orion is now out of action for the foreseeable future. Yeah. VR2. The VR2's captain is being sent to the camp of war criminals, which, adding a bit of roleplay here, the camp of war criminals is a camp for anyone who in our army who has committed war crimes, and anyone on the enemy side we capture have committed war crimes, but they are judged by a neutral party to the war before being sent to those camps, and those are basically concentration camps, but for war criminals who actually deserve it. Triple turrets and light cruisers. I'll get new light cruisers start new light cruisers in 3 months' time. Right, next turn. And it's about less than a year now till the Rammsteins come out. I know what I'm doing in my next campaign. And I'll only give you a clue of the nation is Britain, and it has some sort of relation, the naming convention would have some sort of relation to the Rammstein. That's your only clue. 3 months better 2-inch. Better 12, so yeah, and then there. August goes into September. And I am indeed putting the Leonidases into refit. Except for the Leonidas currently under repair, L4. L4 will go to the scrappers, but the Leonidases, they are getting redesigned as fast scouting units. And my dog is just now gone and having a nap, Jack. He's reacted, but only very slightly. Jack, come here. Come here, boy. Like, yeah. Their main guns are going to go up to having 3-inch weaponry. Twin 3-inch weaponry in a all guns forward arrangement. It's going to be seeming because I can't get a gun back there. Where's the furthest back I can get a twin 3-inch mount? Yeah, I can't get a 3-inch mount to where I want them to be at with the Leonidases because of the way they were built under their previous design. Maybe if I do that. Alright. Leonidas's fast scouts who, like, these are now going to be fast scouting units, so put 1 inches on every main armor piece, main deck. The deck's to 0.5, deck's to 0.5, deck's to 0.5, superstructure to 0.5, conning tower stays the same, and because it's me we're talking about here, the 3 inches go to 3.1 inch. If I wing that, that means then we counteract some of the fact of not being able to have also, as well, to go along with their new fast scouting role, these guys are being reduced to a twin torpedo tube. Oh, I'm just thinking now of what the history books are going to say of the Leonidas. Of that, it originally started off as a design attempt of a fast suicide destroyer, but then after combat had proven that that wasn't a good idea, the Leonidases were very, very quickly put into a new role as destroyer scouting units, in which they were given radar and sonar, along with keeping their RDF systems. Their torpedoes were reduced, and it was finally in this role where the Admiral actually did care about crew safety and also increase the armour. Oh, that doesn't even matter because we don't use those. Put in a new anti-flood system, reinforced bulkheads, Admiral auxiliary engine system, 44 knots. No. 43? 42? 42? No. 42. 41. And increased their top speed to 41 knots. I'm just actually going to forward superimpose those. Now maybe 42? No, 41. But yeah, what I've just done with the Leonidases is change their niche role to which they now are no longer suicide destroyers, so at least that's a woohoo for crew members going on to them. Orion's still out for 5 months. triple turrets on light cruisers means that for the ending part of this episode, because we've already had a few battles today, is going to be the design of my very... well, I think it's more like going to be my very final light cruiser design of this campaign, but there's a possibility that more light cruisers will be on the way after the design of this one. Oil 2, balanced, 35 knots, please. These guys are going to be our first ships to use diesel engines. Electrohydro steering, the Krupp, double bottom, reinforced, anti-flood, and then that. It's a heavy cruiser. It's a light cruiser I make, so 6s everywhere on that front. This front only a 1 and then a 0.5 and then a 1 and then a 0.5. So, despite me already abandoning the heavy armour small guns, I, with light cruisers, still, regardless, use heavy armour. Torpedo launchers are going to consist of triple tubes of 21-inch standard type. Coincidence, sonar 2, radar, and that also means as well I don't need to use the RDF here. Funnel wise, put that okay. Triple tubes, but seems that I can't fit in triples. Singles. Hold on a second. It's gonna have to be a gap in between the towers. And then maybe with that gap we can get a triple fit in. Underwater. No, we can't have torpedoes on this thing. This thing is going to be torpedo-less. Actually, oh no, starboard weight offset. Stand at the bulkheads. I could move this back slightly. There we go. That is the Schwabel class of light cruisers, which, like I said, is more than likely going to be the last light cruiser class that I build. Which 16 of these guys are going to be brought in. And as the one last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put as many ships as possible. Ships from Wilhelmshaven, the non-Leonidas Wilhelmshaven ships. Non-Leonidas ships from there. And the non-Leonidas ships of Kiel. All there. Next turn, see if that gets a fleet meeting battle. If not, move them down to where I would get one. So basically move them into the Med. There is no communication. No one to take the blame. And Eugen's task group is going to move separate of their fleet mates and are going to do an earlier engagement with the French, which would be for the next episode. I think. Well, it would actually be quick, so it won't be for the next episode. I'll do it in this episode. What French ship is it before I see? Well, come on, give me a battle. I want to leave it at a suspense to the viewers of, oh, how this battle's going to go, when it'll depend on what it is that's battling. We all know how it's going to go. Yeah. Interesting indeed. And it's Deutschland and the light cruisers. Right. This is going to be done in the next episode, viewers. Hope